We're tied 1-1. He shoots that one toward the alley. Tavares will not get it. It's out of the track, up against the monster. Here comes Cedon rounding on his way. The throw will not get him. 0-1. Up the middle. Siegler can't get it. Another run will score. Tavares in to cross home plate. The throw to third, and Jackson will dive in safe. Breaking ball, base hit into left. Chang rounds. Ward throws. The run scores. Cedon taken off for second. Pitch from Wells. Swinging a high fly ball left field. This is deep. Back it goes. Yes, sir. It's out of here. Home run. Chapman ready. The 0-2 to O'Neill. Line drive. Caught. Chang catches it. And that's 14 in a row, baby.
I mean, honestly, God, does that not get you fired up? 6-5 win, dramatic fashion, Durbin over the monster. We were talking, Joe has a hot take, because I disagree. I think he was swinging for the moon on that. You think he just hit the sweet spot?
I just think he got barreled on the ball, and he crushed it. But you're right, he's smaller, so maybe it does look a little bit different. But maybe he was sitting on it. Maybe they've scouted it. And listen, this is the stuff that Corey used to do, that people would look at it and, give it a little scratch or a sniff every once in a while. Now it looks like they're doing it by maybe just, I don't know, scouting or looking at things differently. But that's listen, Caleb Durbin deserves a ton of credit.
He does.
He was horrible.
You were hard on him.
He was bad.
Too.
I called him the little guy at third. I wouldn't even call him by his name. By the way.
Apologize to him, Joe.
You know what?
Apologize.
I'll bend the knee. I'll bend the knee. When I'm wrong, I'll bend the knee. And I don't want to do the comparisons, but have you seen Alex Bregman's numbers and have you seen Caleb Durbin? They're the same.
Yes.
They're identical. One just makes $32 million more dollars. Don't victory lap that one just yet. There's a lot.
Bregman?
I wouldn't do it yet. I think there's intangibles that Bregman brings that Durbin can't.
Right.
But I just wouldn't take the victory lap just yet. But Caleb Durbin, I see why they got him and why they think he can be a big part of the team.
There's way more power than I thought there was with Durbin. I think they actually kind of tried to turn him into more of a power hitter at the beginning of the year. He has changed his approach at the plate. He has gone away from the drive line approach. Of course, it was well reported that he went outside the organization to get some hitting help. Ever since that happened, he's turned his season around. Probably not a great sign for the organization that he needs outside help, but you'll take it any way you can get it.
Yeah.
He's been great for them. In some ways, guys, he really is the face of this turnaround. I don't know if you'd agree with that, Lucy. I mean, it's just the beginning of the year that he had, and now the last month, he's a completely different ball player. The same way that this team has been a completely different team over the last month.
100%. I think it is Durbin and Contreras would be the two faces of this turnaround, but Durbin being a big one and maybe the most unlikely one, because he was a guy who, before he did go outside of the organization to work on his swing, he was someone like, why is he here? What is he doing? Well, he was batting 160, and he has turned that around completely, contributing in very, very specific ways in clutch situations where he's absolutely the face of this. And I think when it comes to him versus Bregman, I would take Durbin because they are also getting leadership in other ways. Like you have Contreras, you have probably guys we don't even know about being leaders on this team. Bregman brought a lot of leadership that was crucial to this and was maybe more important than what he contributed on the field. But right now, I would take Durbin. I would take Durbin 100%.
I think they're apples and oranges when we compare the two. They really are. The numbers, though, show that this is what the analysts thought, and Breslow and his crew thought that he could fill that role, and he's doing it. And just, you mentioned the face. I just wanted to bring this up quickly. You know, we talked about who's here and who's not and all that. Durbin really is the face. Like, it's kind of it's frowned upon to leave the organization to go meet another hitter, a hitting coach, right? Remember Mac Jones went to go see another quarterbacks coach. We crushed him for it. Right. So I'm just saying, like, he had to go and do that. I think the organization had to look within to Travis and be like, this drive line guy ain't working. This isn't working. They had to move on from it. And I feel like as Durbin's gone, the team's been following. The team, what I mean is, GM all the way down.
The bottom.
Literally. So, like, he might be the face of it. and he was a big part of that trade they had this year with the Brewers.
We're talking so much about Caleb Durbin's improvement this season. Let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth, because he talked about it as well.
Man, the electricity on that one's probably, top of the list. Yeah, just being able to come through for the guys and get the lead there was big.
How would you describe the emotion when you know that it's gone, and what's kind of going through your mind as you go around the bases and see the guys?
There's not a lot of times like I've blacked out, like they say. I think that was one of the moments where I didn't know what was happening. I just was going with it, and I couldn't tell you what I looked like running around the bases.
Thought about like your turnaround sort of dovetails with the teams. It kind of matches up. When you started to get going, so did the team. How much have you thought about that?
That was the most frustrating thing in the beginning for me. It was I knew that wasn't me, and we were close as a team, and I felt like if I could turn things around, it'd make a big difference. And that was weighing on me heavy, because it's tough when you're going through it and you're not winning. Because you want to be there for the guys and help the team. Just added extra motivation to get right, and I'm glad I was able to, and it's been a fun ride so far.
Does a night like this make up for all of that?
Yeah, honestly, like I'm pretty optimistic, so I'm grateful I went through it. It's a great learning experience. Anytime you go through it, you got to learn from it, and that was one that I'm definitely going to learn from.
You also brought up Willson Contreras, 2 RBI last night. I mean, look, we're talking about Durbin, but there's other pieces to this. This has been a cohesive collective that has the streak going so hot. Talk to me about Contreras, too.
For him he's very emotional. And for him to use that emotion in a positive way on this team is massive, because you have a lot of stuff with him. You have the emotion, you have the experience he has in the league, you have the leadership, and you have the talent. But he can put all of that stuff together in a positive way. He doesn't let the emotion distract him in a negative way, except that he did get suspended. So when he got suspended,
they went 5-0 without him.
Exactly. That is why that's one of the things about this team that really makes me believe that everything's going their way. They can do this. They can win the American League, which was my opening take, but that they, no matter who is contributing, who's not, everyone will pick each other up. They fill in where they need to in spots where, like Contreras, one of their most massive contributors, is out for 5 games, and one of which he might have missed anyway. So that worked out in their favor too, because of his foot. But they are picking up where other guys aren't able to contribute day in and day out. I
remember during the offseason when he signed, and I came on air and I was like, that's it? Like, we've been waiting for all these bats, and I'm eating those words now. Like, you were a bigger man and apologized, right, to Caleb Durbin. I owe this guy an apology, dude. It's not that I didn't think he could hit. I just thought they needed more, but he's delivered.
And he hit like 20 home runs a couple of times. You brought up all these intangibles that he has. The number one thing right now is he's hitting in the middle of the lineup.
Right.
Like, he has all the intangibles, right? But he's hitting. And he's doing it, and like he's probably having a career year. And we'll get into this a little bit later, but if you were going to vote most valuable player of the Red Sox, his name's going to be on that list.
Well, the thing with him, I felt like maybe we didn't really know him. When earlier in the year, he called out the younger guys, and we were like, who is this guy? Maybe he's right.
You're the new guy.
I feel like over the All-Star break, Home Run Derby, All-Star Game, we got to see more of him. And it just struck me during all of that, like, wow, this guy's awesome.
Sure.
And I feel like we didn't see that a lot before that. And
he's got the bling, too.
Yeah.
We don't remember that he was a catcher.
Yeah.
He was a catcher with the Cubs.
Yeah.
And, like, he was a part of that great run that they had.
Yeah.
They went on a winning streak, I think, then, too. And they played Cleveland that year. Went on, like, a 17-game winning streak or something. It might have been longer, actually. But anyways, he was a part of that.
Yeah.
22 game, that's what it was.
Screw them, ours is better.
But like Contreras, St. Louis packaged and shipped him out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thinking he didn't have it anymore. They packed him up.
Sure did.
He looks motivated, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think word on Contreras from you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's been a good player his entire career.
Yeah.
He's a winning baseball player, which they haven't had enough of here. And if we're going to talk about the issues that they've had in the clubhouse, and those issues now appear to be gone, the Willson Contreras voice means a little bit more in that clubhouse now. I think he's the kind of guy where it's when things are going great, he's going to be right at the front of it. When things are not going great, I don't know if he's going to have as much of an impact because I think he's an emotional guy. But he's one of those guys you want on your team. You want him to be your guy. You'd probably hate him if he was on another team. He's a good player, man. He's a good player.
His emotions were jumping last night after this win. Take a listen.
We're winning. We're winning. This is fun. I mean, we are playing good baseball. We are pitching, we're playing defense, we are hitting, we're taking good at-bats, good pitches, and we're not taking anything for granted.
You said that like kind of last night, how resilient the group has become. How much has that been strengthened over the course of this streak?
A lot. I think it shows that the way we play, especially tonight, we were down a few times during the game, and we went back up again. So I was just trying to tell the guys that let's do whatever it takes to get on base and then see what happens. Of course, we're playing a good baseball. We play against a good team like the Orioles, where they are playing good as well. But we are relentless, we're resilient, and we are looking forward to keep going this way.
Truly impressive what this team is doing, especially with all the injuries. In fact, call us 617-582-CHAT. We got a voicemail that has a good point here. I mean, this team doing this with all these injuries to these marquee players. Take a listen. We'll react on the other side.
Yeah, this is Larry from Connecticut, avid Boston Red Sox fan. I was wondering, since the team is doing so well with the team that they have right now, what's your opinion on what are they going to do with Story, Anthony, Maya, and Crochet when they're ready to come back? They're going to put them right on the field and send these other guys down to AAA. Crochet wasn't pitching that well when he got hurt in the first place. So I was wondering what your opinion is on that, if they're going to put them right in the lineup or what they're going to do with them. Quite a situation they have.
All right, let's put our skipper hats on here. I mean, look, I'll say this for Chad Tracy. This is a great problem to have. You get these guys back healthy. You have depth now. We always talk about depth. Clearly, you have it now, but you have to make the right moves, put the right pieces to the puzzle where they go. What do you do when everyone gets healthy?
This is a case-by-case basis, guys. Yeah. Trevor Story should never suit up for the Boston Red Sox again.
What?
No, he should not. Woo! He has not been a good baseball player since they signed him. He's 5 years into a 6-year deal. He was a leader in the clubhouse when things were not going right. They're better off without him. Trevor Story, that's an easy one to me. It's not an easy one for them because they owe him $23 million a year. That one's easy. Meyer's easy too. You put him back in the lineup in Worcester. You don't put him back in the Red Sox lineup. He has not proven enough at the major league level. It seems there were problems there based on the comments about young players. Meyer seemed to be at some of the center of it. There's a Sean McAdam piece that comes out right before he gets put on the injured list about essentially the professionalism. Meyer is easy. He goes to Worcester. Crochet is obvious. You bring him back. He's in the rotation. He probably should have won the Cy Young last year. Anthony's the tough one. As you mentioned, Travis, I mean, he has the highest ceiling on this team offensively. That being said, they sent him to Baseball Siberia, which is Fort Myers in the summer. When you're sending a player to, I mean, you guys know this. When you're sending a player to your spring training facility in July, it's because he's either seriously hurt and it's a long-term rehab, or you don't want him around the team.
Matt, I think they sent him home.
They absolutely
They're just
sent him
saying
home.
it's Fort Myers. I'm not reporting that.
Yep.
But I think he got sent.
That's his theory.
That's it. There's a big difference between the West Coast and the East Coast, Joe. You got to go across Alligator Alley there. They just sent him home. They sent him away. I don't care where they sent him to, Joe. They sent him somewhere. They sent him away from here.
Well, the clubhouse was crowded.
And he's not swinging.
It was very crowded.
He's not swinging.
It's not a massive clubhouse at all. No. Definitely was crowded.
But yeah, Matt, I agree with you. Like, the only guy I'd really look at is Crochet coming back. Does he get a rehab start? But the thing with Trevor Story is, I don't know, man, like at this deadline, if somebody wants him, you're going to have to add something with him to get rid of this. You probably have to pay his contract and get rid of him. But, like, do they look at it as, nope, this is a guy we believe in and bring him back? Who would be your long-term shortstop in that situation?
So I found it interesting that Jeff Passan reported today the Red Sox are interested in shortstops. So what does that tell at the deadline? What does that tell you?
Yeah.
They don't believe in Trevor Story, and they shouldn't, and they don't believe in Marcelo Meyer. If you still think Marcelo Meyer is the future, you're not looking around at shortstops.
Would you take a shot at Lindor, or is he just not a fit?
Of course I'd take a shot at Lindor. I'd take a shot at Lindor,
Double M
Neto,
already.
Jeremy Pena,
Can I throw a name in?
C.J. Abrams. Who?
Xander?
I would be in on this.
Would you give
it Mason Miller?
To get rid of him.
If it get, I was going to say you take Mason Miller, but you add, maybe you give them Trevor Story
For
too.
him.
Xander Bogaerts?
Swap out the contracts. I mean, hey, listen, if you can get Miller, you'll take Bogaerts, won't you?
I would.
Yes.
I would.
Yes.
And it's the worst contract in baseball.
Trevor Story?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the worst contract.
But you got
in baseball,
money.
But you have money.
But you have money.
But they got to take Trevor Story.
Why? I think if they want to get Story is only.
Look how jacked he is.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Padre, AJ Preller, look at him. Look at his arms. He looks great. He's phenomenal. Wouldn't you want him?
I just feel like he would really just be. They'd be trying to force him into the lineup, and I don't think it would work.
I don't think they should. I think Crochet is the only guy you bring back to this team.
Yes.
Worcester's
You don't
another
want to touch
story.
anything.
No. If
I
Anthony
am
can
telling
swing,
you.
if Anthony can swing a bat, and it's late August,
That's
early
what I'm
September.
saying.
Get him at bats, but don't force him in there though.
Sure.
No, he's got to earn it. These guys have never earned anything.
DH him.
He could be DH.
But here's the deal: they never earned anything. Earn your playing time. Earn it. That's what these guys are doing. Siegler's struggling right now. They went to Chen, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. Next guy up. Hey, remember Mickey Gasper gave him a nice little bump. Once he started going down, what happened? They shipped him back out.
That's right.
That's Chad Tracy. That's the way I'm looking at it. And at some point, I think they might have to take that little tag off him, Matt McCarthy. I'm with you.
Chad Sox.